fuck it. That's gonna have to do. Okay. What's good, everybody? Lovely Soul Empress here, coming to do a daily. What's good, Tamila? So we're gonna talk about some things. What's good, everybody? Lovely Soul Empress. Let me lower this. Okay, we're gonna talk about some things. Okay, let me just light some incense, and we're gonna get started. I hope everybody had a fabulous weekend. Mine was productive. Okay, it was very productive. So this weekend, I had been, I was folding some laundry, and I saw a movie on TV, okay? And it was a movie that I had seen in the past. And let me just say, I'm gonna give you some background. So the movie stars Tom Cruise and Penelope Cruz, okay? And you might have seen this movie. It was called Vanilla Skies. What's good, Rose? It was called Vanilla Skies. It's like 2007 or some shit like that. Anyway, I gotta admit, I'm not the biggest Tom Cruise fan. He gets on my nerves. Maybe that's why, you know, and I'm not sure, because I'm going to explain to you some things, and then we're going to talk about it, okay? Because I'm wondering, I don't know if any of you have ever seen this movie, but it's relevant to what we're going to talk about today. So you have seen it, okay? So he gets on my nerves, right? I feel like they put him in everything, right? They put him, you know, in movies where it doesn't even like fit. But anyway, maybe I didn't pay close attention the first time, but I swear I did, okay? I swear I paid attention to this fucking movie back when it came out. Remember watching it, me and my boyfriend, okay? And when it came on the screen, I was like, you know, the first time I saw it, I was like, this is some bullshit. And I, you know, like I got annoyed. I was like, wasted an hour of my life, right? So when I was folding the laundry, it came back on, and I was like, you know what? Let me give this movie another shot. It was already in process. I couldn't remember everything. So I was like, I'm going to watch this while I'm folding the laundry. Well, honey, child, I had a whole fucking download from watching this movie over again, right? But I got to ask a question. For those of you that seen it, I would really appreciate if you would go back and watch it again, right? Why? Because I'm not sure if I don't remember the whole movie or if it was a Mandela effect. Okay, for those of you who are not familiar with the Mandela effect, it's like things changing in this present timeline. What's good, Nikki Nick? Right? Things that we remember a particular way, and then now it's different. That's what I experienced when I watched this movie. Right? Now, the first time, and I don't want to be, this is not a spoiler alert, because this is like a movie from 2007, right? But in the first time I watched the movie, it was very confusing, and I was like, at the end of the movie, I was like, damn, we wasted all this time to find out that he killed her, right? Well, yesterday, I should say Saturday, when the movie came back around, that was not at all what happened. So I'm like, wait. Am I recalling this wrong? Now, at the time that I was watching the movie, my boyfriend wasn't home. So I was watching it by myself, right? He comes in and I ask him, and he remembers it the way the fuck I remember it. So I'm like, yo, that didn't happen. And he's like, wait a minute, right? But on top of that, you know, with everything that we've had collectively happen, right? with everything that we've had collectively happen. What's good, Marty? Listen, guys, for those of you who are hip-hop lovers, please follow my dude right here, Marty, also. Okay, he's very talented. Okay, please follow him. But anyway, that's happening a lot, right? The Mandela effect, right? So I'm like, wait a minute. And let me tell you something. I have an excellent fucking memory, okay? I can remember what people wore 15, 20 years ago, okay? To an event or whatever. Like, I'm the person out of my circle, like, you know, when everybody goes out and they get fucked up and, you know, like, they're like, what happened last night? I'm the what happened last night person. Like, I'm always the person that explains, okay? No doubt, Marty, right? So I feel like that shit confused the fuck out of me, right? But then I started processing the movie in which it was the way it is now, right? And maybe I'm bugging, but I don't know, right? So I processed the movie, and if you watch it now, whether you remember it the way I remember it or the way it is now, the point is that that movie was talking about the Matrix without realizing, okay? So if you haven't seen this movie in 10 years, you need to go back and watch it because it's talking about the fucking Matrix. What's good, Miss Lotus Wisdom? Okay? It's talking about the Matrix. Okay? And what we think about, we bring about, and how the subconscious can fuck with you. Right? And I feel like that's somewhat what's happening. Okay, because that's for sure, right? That's somewhat what's happening, right? So first off, it confused the shit out of me because it's not at all the way I remember the movie to be. But then secondly, there was a point on which he's in the ends of the movie, he's standing on the roof, right? And they're asking him basically to choose between the reality that he made or the reality that he wants. Okay? So it's a question of every character from a certain part of the movie was basically a reflection of his mind. Right? And how, listen, I'm freaked out that we didn't pay attention if this was how it was, that we didn't pay attention the first time. What's good, Pink? That we didn't pay attention the first time to understand that what they were telling us was that the Matrix was basically a projection. Okay, computer projection, subconscious projection. Y'all need to go watch this shit again. All right, could we equal out the likes, please? Okay, but what I want to know and what I'm gonna be doing today is like, what's good with this Matrix and this Mandela effect, and is that kind of what's happening with us? Okay. So I feel like that's what's happening here. There are things that's being reprogrammed. There are things that are being hidden. It was just so deep. All right. So I'm going to pull out some, let's go with this Mystic Martian. Spirit, what do you want to tell us about the Matrix and the Mandela effect? Is the Mandela effect a real thing? Are we experiencing the Mandela effect? Can you show me, Spirit? What message would you like to give to the collective about this phenomenon that's called the Mandela effect? And what does that have to do with the Matrix? Can you show us clearly, Spirit? I'm hearing love of my life. You are my friend. Too many, Spirit. I'll take the ones that are flipped up. I knew that shit was going to come out. Anything else from this deck, Spirit? Thank you. At the bottom of the deck, you have mantis beings, enigma, elusive, sensitive, and it came out in reverse. I'm just going to take a look at the meaning of that card before we push forward. Mantis beings. Card meaning in reverse. Obvious, literal, stagnant, artless, redundant, and narrow-minded. Right? So I feel like this, they're telling us that there is things that are becoming obvious to the collective. And that they're showing us literal things. Listen to the words. Obvious, literal, artless, redundant, narrow-minded, and stagnant. So there are messages that are coming out to the collective to keep them, even though it's all in their face, it's like a wall. Okay? That was the other thing that I got. While I was watching this thing, I got an image of a wall. And during the movie, got the image of the wall, and an older movie came to me. Okay? For those of you who are as old as I am, you might remember a movie called Escape from New York. Okay? This was like in the early 80s, maybe late 70s, called Escape from New York. It starred, fuck is his name? I cannot remember his name for right now. But anyway, point being, Kurt Russell. Point being, in this city, they had the city, and I take the city, New York City, to be the matrix. Okay? So the city, we're going to use the city as the matrix. The city was encased by a wall, and they were all imprisoned in some way in this city. Okay? And they wanted to get out, but there were people who were ruling the city that were not good people. Okay? And then the people that were keeping them in the city were not good people either. Okay? Yeah, he wore an eye patch. Correct. And basically, this group of people was trying to escape the city. Okay? He was sent in, Kurt Russell was sent in to evacuate somebody, okay, who got stuck in the city or got stuck in the matrix, right? And he goes in and he's trying to take them out from the city, and they're being attacked from all which ways, right? So it's basically, the download that I got was that when they say the firmament, people are thinking that we're under a glass dome, and maybe we are, maybe we aren't, right? But what I got was that the firmament is the matrix. The firmament is the matrix, and we're all trying to escape the matrix. And Spirit is leaving us clues. Okay? Spirit is leaving us clues through the Mandela effect. Okay? You got flower of life coming out crossed here. And if you go back and you watch Vanilla Skies, you'll understand what I'm saying, because they were trying to give him clues. Okay? Flower of life, inspiration, awe, and dreams. And it was very dream oriented. Okay? And this may seem a little confusing, but I feel like it'll be a good assignment for you guys to go back and watch that shit. Okay, so card meaning inspiration, wonder, spatial awareness, awe, insightful, fascination, epiphany, dreams, depth, space and time, understanding and perceiving, right? This is the unlocking of the flower of life. Remember I told you we have the second strand of DNA that has been awakened, right? It was called junk DNA, and really these are our sleeping gifts, right? So as we're beginning to unlock this, because this card is crossed, so that's the positive, right? The negative is also happening, and it says linear perception. What did I say? That on Earth is the only place that time is linear, that time is an illusion, and that everything is happening at the same time, right? Disinterest, disconnected, asleep to the divine, not able to see the obvious. So their mission while we're awakening is to cause that stagnancy, like I said, what's good, Lealoo? To cause the stagnancy to keep us stopped, right? And our subconscious is giving us this Mandela effect so that we could be like, boom, can you fucking pay attention? There's some shit. Do you remember it like that? Like, what's good? Right? Pentagon in look, pentagram. And I said pentagon. Number 35. Card meaning natural elements of life, and it's in reverse. Okay, so I'm going to read the other ones. Idolizing, putting on a pedestal, worshiping, materialism, over, under, protective, insecurity. Right? Now remember, idolizing, putting on a pedestal. Right? So I feel like what they're saying with this being in reverse, it says underneath, harmony, protection, idealism. So there's a crack. Think of it of a crack in the screen of your phone. There's a crack that's happening. It's a split in the harmony. I heard CERN. Okay, so basically something has happened that has caused this crack. It's happening more rapidly now. Okay, something is unprotected now. Okay, and the idealism, I feel like this is the structure of the matrix that we were seeing, and now it seems off. People are starting to recognize that something's off. Now you got MIB, Men in Black here, and I knew that that card was gonna come out. And actually, I chose this deck to see if that was going to come out. And sure enough, it did. Okay, so we got here Men in Black. Straight up it came, right? Stalking, creepy, intimidation, confrontation, threats, spying, interfering, meddling, clumsy, intrusive, gossiping, petty-minded, and theft, right? So what we're seeing is glitches. Glitches so that we could understand that there's something that is going on, okay? And everything is being monitored. Everything is being monitored. Okay, the other night, what were we talking about? When you talk in front of your phone, you know that things are coming up. Right? Because then when you go back to go look at something, what you were discussing comes up in the feed, right? The other night, my boyfriend said to the Alexa, like, you know, to turn off because we were listening to music. Stop, Alexa. And she asked which device, and we're like, what? Okay, so there's stuff that's happening, okay? And there's something that they don't want us to see. So they're trying to stop us from figuring something out. Stalking, intimidation, and confrontation. And this has to do with keeping the perception. Remember, you had this protection, harmony, pentagram in reverse, right? And I said pentagon instead. So, you know, use your discernment, right? But you got the grays here in reverse. Let's take a look at that. Yes, they are. They're very sneaky, right? And there's stuff going on that they don't want us to be paying mind to. Okay, so it's like it's a distraction, a sleight of hand. Look over here, right? But I feel like the Mandela effect is coming from the spirit guides to try to tell us, like, don't you see there's a glitch, right? So you got the grays, the talls, right? And it's reversed. And it says approachable, free spirit, confession, flexible, laissez-faire, non-interference, and allowance. Okay, BJ, what's good? So I feel like they want to keep us from seeing something, but it's kind of too late. Okay, kind of too late. At the same time, there's an unveiling of something that has been sitting in our face. Okay, so it's like they're trying to prevent us to see one thing, and because of that, other things are breaking through. Okay, they're breaking through. Let's get another deck. Let's go with Moonology. Spirit, when is this? Because I feel like there's something going to be a distraction. When is this event? Can you show me? Full moon in Gemini, which would be in Sagittarius season. Full moon in Pisces, which would be in Virgo season. That's August, okay? At the bottom of the deck, full moon in Virgo, which would be in Pisces season. Take inspired action. What's good, the goods? So I feel like coming from now until March, expect a lot of things to be revealed. Okay? Think, a lot of things to be revealed to us. Can we equal out the likes, please? Full moon in Gemini, embrace the flow of life. And remember, Spirit was saying there's nothing to fear. As above, so below. Here we are coming into union with our divine selves, right? Things are being unlocked. Full moon in Pisces, forgive, right? This is going to be coming soon, like in Virgo season. So I feel like there's some type of crumb. I'm going to call it a crumb. That is going to be given to the collective. Okay, first off, there was a report that the one who has the virus right now, that he is about to put something into play to protect the environment. And this environment bill has something to do with offshore waters and how they're going to build air mills, like, okay? And that's going to generate power, right? But I want you to look. Do you see how there's like a pyramid coming out of the water? There's a lot of people that believe that these energy sources or these bodies of people that we have been waiting from to come from the universe, that they're already here, but they've been in the water. Okay, and now it's going to be a thing where they're going to be building energy, ways to build the energy off of water mills that are put into the water. Okay, I'm hearing ley lines. So although this is going to project energy, they want to use it as a protection And a generator, I'm hearing, and a generator, okay? New moon in Aries, go for it, right? And I said in March, right? Something's gonna jump off in March, okay? Seeing the red planet, okay? Also, I feel like we'll get news of something, some kind of discovery or something that has to do with Mars around March, around Aries season. Last quarter moon in Aquarius, reflect on your priorities, okay? And Saturn is in Aquarius right now. Okay, so these are the blockages of us being able to see something. And I feel like early, either late this year or early next year, Saturn starts to move. And when that movement comes, Spirit is saying there's going to be a flood of information of things that we didn't know. Okay? New moon in Capricorn. Step up and lead. I just got a completely separate download. I'm going to say allegedly, okay? There's going to be a transfer of power at the end of the year. Okay? This situation that's happening with this person having this is an indication of this person's immune system and that something's going to go down by the end of the year. And it may be constructed on a particular way because they need to back a new horse. Is anyone following what I'm saying? I'll give you guys a second. Okay, so it feels like somebody is going to transition. And there's going to be a little struggle there, okay? Because there's going to be certain people that are not going to like the person that would transition, you know, who will replace them. So she will have fucking problems. Got me? Okay? They're going to try to do a switcheroo. Okay? But all this shit is happening because there's a flood of information that's about to break. And they're trying to make it in a way where they can still have control of the matrix, if you feel me, of the collective thought. Going back to that vanilla sky, of the perception of what the unconscious is saying. Okay, for those of you that came in late, I rewatched the Vanilla Sky from like, I don't know, 15 years ago, and it looked completely different. I don't know if it was a Mandela effect. I would love for you guys to let me know tomorrow. Like, go watch it tonight and let me know. But either way, there's a reveal. Okay, and this is showing cracks in the system. Okay, and they're trying to patchwork them. They're trying to patchwork them because they know that something big is about to come. What's good, Frequency Connects? Right? They're trying to figure out how to maintain control without revealing too much in a situation that they may not have control. Okay? Yeah, you need to watch that because that's what this is basically about in a particular way. Think Matrix. Okay, that's the energy that came off of the download that I got when I rewatched the movie, okay? So at the bottom of the deck, we got, when we hurt, we felt that love was somehow diminished or damaged. But hurt has nothing to do with love, and love is unaffiliated with and unaffected by pain. Ego was hurt, not love. Love is divine. It is everywhere, ever present and abundant and free. So there's a frequency here of keeping the post-traumatic stress of the collective going, because that is a method of control. So if you're living from one anxiety, one tragedy, one emergency to the next, you don't have really the time or the frequency to put to your manifestations, okay? And they feel like with all this unlocking of the second strand of the DNA, that people are not necessarily going by what they see in the collective, but what they feel internally. And that's because we're divine sovereign beings and we're supposed to be doing that. Can we equal out the likes, please? And I feel like they're concerned. They're concerned about the crack through. They're concerned about what happens when the collective gets to a certain point. That 100 monkey, right? Back to the reading that we did a couple months ago. What's good, L Cubed, Soulful Sister, Jennifer LaRoe, right? So they're worried about this shit because they're like, if the 100 monkey theory is true, that once the collective, enough of them are thinking a particular way, that's the tipping point, it becomes reality, then what does that mean? They're all starting to break through. We're going to lose control, right? We must reclaim our agenda with a forceful grip. Y'all see? There is light all around. There is much to be grateful for in this seemingly dark world. And so all we must do is pour our gaze from the shadow and look to the ocean of the divine light and grace in which we are blessed to live. And that was his problem. And I don't want to give away, for those of you that are going to go watch the movie, I don't want to give it away. But basically, his subconscious had ran away with him. Okay? So a lot of what he was experiencing was not reality. And I'll just leave it at that. Okay? So, they're recognizing now that we are very much beginning to be tapped into the frequency of love, right? When you're tapped into the frequency of love, two things cannot hold the same space, right? So love or fear, right? So we have been in hundreds of years of living in some type of fear, okay? And now here we are collectively leaning towards being more hopeful, to taking control of our surroundings, of what we create with our mind. And that's the thing right here, okay? So they're like, how do we stop that? And on top of that, with all the shit that's about to break into the collective, it's only going to happen faster. We're going to be losing control. So it's a question of that. There is a nobility to those who do not let neediness or desperation compromise who they are, right? So, and we've talked about it, about things happening in the collective to bring fear so that they can keep that post-traumatic stress disorder feeling, okay? Exactly, fear doesn't exist. Not if you decide that you have a pact with the divine and that everything that is happening for the betterment of you. But not only that, further than that, right? It's also like what you think about, you bring about. Okay? So it's like a dual thing, and they have to figure out how the fuck to stop this, right? Can we equal out the likes, please? All right? So you got love is always the final and most complete cure to our inner demons, right? And what if the collective is discovering that? That we can beat the demons or the matrix with the frequency of love, right? That's the problem. They're like, wait a minute. I just saw a report, sidebar, but it's the same thing, right? I saw a report and it was saying that the June spending that people were doing in the stores is going to be higher than what they expected, right? Now, you would think, well, that's good. That means that people are out there shopping. Yes, it is good. What's good, Mariko, right? So they're out there shopping, right? But here's the thing. They're telling people that there's going to be food shortages, and there is, right? But people are not afraid. That fear factor isn't coming in. Okay, so this is the thing. They're monitoring the fear, and they're like, but they're not afraid. Right? Remember when coronavirus first started, what happened? People were fighting over toilet paper. You don't see that shit going on right now. Even though we're going to have more shortages now than we did then. Think about it. Freedom and victory belong to those who remain strong and true despite temptation, right? So they're gonna tempt you into living in fear. They're gonna tempt you into feeling like you have to hoard. They're gonna tempt you in some way to stay in the need, okay? Stay in feeling like you need their protection. That's the key, to feel like you need their protection, okay? But you are a divine sovereign being, right? And then you have life can lose its vibrant aura and charm if we do not bend the energy of our minds towards positive engagement and appreciation. And it's in reverse, because what they're trying to do is stop us from having this positive energy or positive thoughts or believing that you have control in your destiny, right? Because if too many of us believe that, then just like the Buddhists believe that we all think a chair is a chair because we've agreed that it's a chair. Okay? But it's made of the same molecules that we are. Okay? So pay attention, because what Spirit basically is saying is that there are things that they had a matrix set up to control. Okay? And there's splits that are happening, and there's also things that are going to be coming out. And they know that they're on the verge of losing that it's at the tipping point. You got it? All right, let's get a masculine archetype so we can see who all got their fucking hand up in this shit. And then we're going to pull some tarot. Spirit, can you show me? Wow. Fuck. All right, let me lay them out and then we'll get into it. Woo! So, Soldier came out first. So there was a project that they called, I think it was HemiSync. Okay, and this was a project that the military made so that people with high abilities, okay, would be able to sync both the right and the left brain so that they could be advanced and unlock some of these gifts, right? Making like an army of like gifted people, right? So I'm feeling like they've done something to them, right? And they've been doing it for a long time. So they have the like, Spirit help me, the statistics of how it works, how effective it is, okay? Three of Pentacles, look at them studying the subjects, okay? The soldiers are the subjects, right? They're studying them, they're observing them, right? Eight of Wands, how they communicate, what they communicate, right? Okay? What's good, Copenhagen? So I feel like that's what's happening, okay? They're acknowledging that, yes, this has been done, right? Now, here's the aggressor. This was the point, okay? To make them aggressive. Think Agent Orange, okay? This was like, you know, this is not only our military, this is other militaries, right? So you got aggressor here, Page of Cups, right? So they can switch them back and forth from aggressive to like sorry, docile, right? Lovers, they have a choice, right? They've even sent them home in certain conditions to see how they respond to certain things years after, Spirit saying years after. So like they will do a secondary activation much later to see if they still have control. Okay? What's good, Jessica? Right? So what did I say? Test and trials. You see? So these were things that were done to see how long the control lasts. Okay? Just like, you know, 400 years of slavery, right? So, you know, the Willie Lynch says that, you know, it would last 400 years after they employed a particular procedure, right? So it's kind of like that theory, like they will, if we get them in the mind in a particular way, they'll stay in that frame of mind. And we can call on them whenever we need them. Okay, activation, right? And then you have the Knight of Wands, right? And the Knight of Wands can be impulsive, right? So it feels to me like, you know, they could send them home, right? And they're using the Soldier, but they're telling us that this is us too, because once they tested it out on them, they use it on us, right? So, you know, they're sleeping activates, or sleeping, Spirit help me, sleeping, subjects. They're sleeping subjects, okay, that they can reactivate at any time, okay, with the Lover, okay? I feel like the families of these people, they be knowing that there's something wrong, but they can't figure it out, right? The Star, they come back different, right? And then the Ten of Swords, right? Sleeper agent, thank you. Okay, athlete, right? They've made these people, you know, things in the water. There's commercials all over the place talking about Camp Lejeune, right? And how they were drinking toxic water, right? And you got the athlete and death, right? And transformation, right? And then the Four of Wands crossed, right? And then the Three of Swords, right? So they're changed forever, even after they go home, right? Ace of Swords, right? And then they have this population here. This is what stands in the way. The Seeker, the Awakened. Right? The Seeker, and they need to leave the Seeker out in the cold. That's what they want, right? Because the Seeker with the Two of Cups in the upright will have like-minded soulmates, and they will spread the message. They want to shut that down. Understand that if you are a person that believes open-minded, okay, and that you are going through all these awakenings, you may feel like the people around you are acting out more than usual, right? They're acting out more than usual. And this could actually be to throw you off your frequency, because remember, I said they started with the soldiers, but they can basically do it to anybody, right? So they could be trying to cause unrest around you so that you will be out of your frequency, so that you become easier to control, because the awakened ones, they're not going for it, okay? Yeah, we're in a new beginning, right? And they need to stop that judgment, right? What can they do that will cause us to go from the happy fool to this enlightenment to the Five of Cups and get back in line and be controlled? Okay, look at the Emperor. That's the person who wants this, wants to keep a particular type of power. Okay, so we're gonna pull some tarot real quick. Okay, I'm not gonna stay on too long. What they're saying, what Spirit is saying, is that we're just about breaking through now. We're just about breaking through. We're just about breaking through, and they're trying to figure out how to put the genie in the bottle, to put the genie back in the bottle. Okay, that's what they're trying to do. Bottom of the deck is the Tower. This is, you see, I told you in the beginning, there's a crack. There's a crack in the firmament. It's begun. Okay? It's a crack in the firmament. And then Temperance is underneath that, okay? It's all about divine timing. They know that they can't control it. The divine is in control. With the Five of Swords, they're trying to hold on to whatever power that they have left, okay? There's a secret player with the Three of Cups, okay? And I feel like that secret player could be in the water, if you follow me. Okay? For those of you that have been with me for a while, you know what I'm saying. Okay, so we have the Strength card here. Somebody wants to maintain a level of control, and we are in Leo season. That's the Strength card. Okay, this is something also around the Lion's Gate, okay? Because that's powerful energy. Okay, don't be surprised if you hear an announcement from some agency. Could be CERN, but some agency about something. One of the tools that they could use is the MP monkeypox, okay? They could use that by making an announcement on a global scale as a distraction, okay? Strength. So somebody is worried about power. Somebody's worried about a mask and being seen for what is happening. Okay? I feel like this person, they could be a water sign, okay? But I feel like this person right now is presently sick, okay? And the Empress, who would be the second in charge, she's concerned because she already knows that if that happens, that there are people who are going to come to try to prevent that transfer from happening. Magicians, sneaky people, okay? And the sneaky people, they, you know, they are followers of the orange one. So they're leftovers, okay? So they don't necessarily believe in him, but they will use those leftover alliances to try to stoke anger. Try to stoke anger so that this Empress doesn't take her rightful position. Y'all following? Now you got the Emperor here. Spirit, why? Because it's only a matter of time, okay? With the Temperance, they know that, right? And who will be the Emperor? And then in other places, they're fighting over power, keeping power, maintaining power. There's places, there's uprisings, right? So this is all about, on a global scale, in different places, people trying to hold on to power because, you know, the dam is breaking, right? So you got the Ten of Pentacles, and this is all about money. This is all about money because people will understand that they're not broke with the Two of Wands, and they could make decisions, okay? And if the decision is to remove their finances or unlock certain things that they're not aware of, like their birth certificates, okay, and what they really are and what they really mean and what is attached to them, right? Then everybody would be collecting with the Page of Cups. I'm ready for my portion. I'm ready for my portion, right? So they're going to try to figure out, like, how do we stop that? How do we apologize? How do we make it seem like this is a byproduct and it wasn't on purpose, right? King of Swords, somebody trying to use fact and logic out of this situation, right? And this King of Cups is the person that's in charge now. This King of Swords is trying to figure out how, how they can use a situation that's about to happen in a way of illusion with the Seven of Swords, okay? They're using fact and logic and this hemisync and this concept of like controlling people, right? lovers so that they can make the people choose a particular choice that they want, okay? And the 10 of Cups, right? Because people are realizing that what you think about, you bring about, right? So all this crazy shit is happening, and all this shit is happening, and people are feeling pretty good. 10 of Cups, right? The awakened, that we're like, man, we see what's going on, but I'm happy, happy life, happy wife, happy family, right? Knight of Wands, right? So how can they activate people? How can they activate people or stop somebody from feeling inspired to be in this forward motion, right? 6 of Pentacles, and stop sharing information. Because the devil, right? They got to figure out a way to install fear, right? But the people in power gave the orange power. The people who know of who believes in the orange has been treated like shit by the people in power and see him as a savior. Yeah, but see, there's people who think negatively of them, but they will use that. They will use the brainwashing that is in place for their own objectives. Okay? And then you got the Queen of Wands here. Supporter of ambition and business and success. Soulmates. 3 of Pentacles. So there is another female, blonde, young or younger, over the age of 35. They're grooming her. They're grooming her because they want a backdoor. So they already feel like DeSantis is their boy. But because of the Roe versus Wade, and they know that a lot of feminine people from that side of the aisle are going to want to vote the other way. So they're going to find somebody who thinks like the orange one. This person will be blonde, and use her as a version of the other dude, but in a skirt. So this is testing, see, because the Tower, because they know that it's about to happen. They know that it's about to happen. 4 Cups, and they feel like they could miss an opportunity. And 8 of Swords, they're really stuck in their head because they know that this shit is happening. Okay? And they're up against another clock because there's something that they don't want us to know. Apart from the love, apart from that, we can create the reality that we want. Okay? It's something about in the water. Okay, so maybe it's in the water, like what they're saying is like, we're going to find out for sure what's in the water, right? But it also could be, you know, like Atlantis, the firmament, right? Like what's really out there is really what's under there, okay? If you're following me. So it's like there's something big that's going to be outed. At the same time, the collective is having this awakening, so they're not in fear. And this also causes like a two-pronged problem for them because they can't, the usual methods of control, the grip is being loosened, okay? Let's clarify this Tower at the bottom of the deck. Spirit, why? And it's funny because the Tower was on both bottoms of the deck, right? So here's the Tower, right? This is the cracking that they can't control, right? And the 9 of Cups. And we're learning that, you know, the frequency of, you know, your deepest desire can be true if you just envision it. What did I say to you guys? To go to bed you know, at night and think about the life you want, like imagine it, and then also do that in the morning. You'll find that you're getting closer and closer to that outcome, right? So we're learning that collectively, right? But at the same time, this causes a tower for them. Okay, hangman, right? They get stuck, right? And then there's something about a transfer of power, right? And the Six of Cups, they're going to try to circumvent and put a man. Okay? With the Five of Pentacles, and leave this Queen of Pentacles out in the cold, even though she's the one who's supposed to step up. Okay, King of Swords. And this King of Swords is plotting. Also, the orange one is a King of Swords, but I don't think it's him. Excuse me. He's got his own fucking problems right now. Because I'm hearing it's all coming down. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. Right? So let's get a kipper, and we're going to get up out of here. Yeah, go watch Vanilla Skies. Okay? And then, you know, tomorrow we'll talk about it, because I really feel like, I don't know about y'all, but that movie was not like that the first time I saw it. And I'm fucking confused, okay? And even if it wasn't, I feel like, let's say it was like that and I'm having a memory lapse, right? Which is rare for me. But let's just say that that was the case, right? I didn't see all the, because we didn't have this massive awakening yet. This was like 2007, okay? He was a head injury patient, but I remember a different ending than the ending that came out, okay? So what I'm saying to you is, even if I'm fucking up and I just remember the movie backwards, right? There were still so many downloads about the Matrix, about what we think is reality and really isn't. Go watch that shit, yo. Go watch that shit with the mind of 2022, and you tell me what the fuck you think. Adjudication. Forgiveness, right? They're going to give a crumb. They're going to give a crumb. Think stimulus, but it's not a stimulus. They're going to give something else as a distraction. Okay? They got to make it seem like they're not trying to cause all this havoc. So they're going to give something to try to appease the public. But while that is happening, something else happens. A discovery or an outing of information. Official person, spirit, why? Acceptance. Adversity and doubt. Okay, so the official person, okay, is a female. Okay, she's the one that should be coming in next, but they don't want to give it to her. Okay, she's gonna have people opposing her. And then you got the family room crossed. It could be. Or it's going to be like loan forgiveness or something big, something that shifts people away, right? Family room, okay? And then guilt coming out crossed, right? And blame. Over the weekend, I know I had something else to tell you. I saw a picture of what the virus looks like under a screen for monkeypox. And remember in that solar flares reading, and I said to you that I saw a strand and it looked like a hook with like 3 things on it. Child, looks exactly like that shit. Okay? I think I even drew it for you guys in the video. So Okay? So family room, guilt, and blame, right? This could be that, right? Distraction, so that people could be worried about who's responsible, who do we blame, this, that, and the third. Distraction, right? Mature man. And then the orange one is going to get thrown under the bus. Because now they need a scapegoat. Yep. Right? So you got the mature man and denial in reverse. Can't deny what's in the people's face. You know, you need to surrender. You need to take the rap because it's hurting the union, right? Success, right? That's going to keep success, power. We got to make a sacrifice, right? Show that we're of service to the collective. Let's get this. Let's get the shadow. And then I'm out, okay? Spirit, show me. So I have to take my son to work today. Okay, I need to focus on my healing. This is the collective, right? This is the collective. We're all like, you know, everything's going on, right? And we're like, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about my healing. I'm waiting for an apology. They know that when the discovery comes, that people are going to be angry, okay? They also know that there's a large part of the segment of society that's upset about the orange one doing a bunch of shit, and there's no consequences, right? So they know they have to make a sacrifice of some sort, right? I can still see you standing there, right? And this is the ongoing fear of January 6th and that this could happen again, and the crowds, right? So they're worried about this anger and people wanting to right what has, you know, what the matrix has lied to them about, right? And then I hope you're happy in reverse, right? Because when we're happy and in love and we're in this frequency, we know the divine truth resonates within us. Okay, so they need a sense of fear, anxiety to keep this matrix going. I told you that's the real firmament, right? And I never want to feel that way again. Okay, look at how it is. Okay, so these people are concerned because they know that despair is right around the corner. If we break through, right, then this is all an optical illusion. They don't have shit. Everything is ours, but we don't know that. We think everything is theirs. Okay, and I fear that you'll reject me because they can't take anything from you that you don't freely give. And this is what we don't know. Okay, and this is what we don't know. So they're trying to stop this ascension. Okay, and the Mandela effect is not them tampering, it's spirit tampering. So that we can, back to the vanilla sky, go back and watch it. It's the technical support. So that was a phrase that was in the movie, right? The glitching is because technical support or spirit is trying to tell us that what we're seeing is not real. All right? So that's my assignment for y'all today. Listen, and I want to know what y'all think. Hit me up, all right? So wishing you all light and love and blessings on blessings. Namaste, gang, gang. Bye.